Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Soak it up, drink it in. What a massive night for Chelsea. Ravaged, riddled with injuries. 14 first team players out of the squad, and yet we still do the double over Tottenham Hotspur. It truly does not get any better. And if you're as buzzing as me, smack a like on this video for me, please. And subscribe to the George Benson football channel so that you don't miss any of the content towards the end of the season, pre-season, maybe a little tour of America. Who knows? We might be going there. But this is a massive, massive night, this for Chelsea. To do the double over Tottenham, it kind of allows me to allow losing twice to Wolves. It kind of papers over the fact that we were battered 5-0 at Arsenal, but we don't need to talk about that today because this is our night. Chelsea were brilliant. We were professional. We managed the game really well. I think Spurs overall, if I was to summarise them in the last sort of 5 days of being a football club, they've just ran out of steam, really. Ange Postecoglou's got one way of playing, and against the big teams at the business end of the Premier League season, it clearly doesn't work, mate. You've got to do something a little bit different. But Pochettino got it right. What we have questioned and just been puzzled by Poch this season is when something works, he goes and bloody changes it. But what we saw at the end of the game, the second half of the match at Villa Park at the weekend, we've seen it happen again today. I think Nini FC posted on Twitter, Kukuskets, as in Busquets, in the middle. I thought that was excellent from him. And Cucurella was fantastic in the middle, inverting, coming in as like a left central midfielder to give Chelsea the potential in the first half to use Mudryk as an overloading player on that left-hand side. And Mudryk started the game really well. I think he was probably the brightest player on the pitch for the first 10 minutes. And there's almost a brilliant start for Chelsea. Inside 4 minutes, Nicholas Jackson, I think it's Van de Ven, who's a really good centre-back, by the way. He clears it off the line for Spurs. Jackson almost going in on goal. That would have got him his brace that I spoke about in the match preview. But it was Mudryk that really started the tempo today for Chelsea. And the way that we started to really inflict a bit of dominance on Spurs was through that left-hand side, which we always say Chelsea is so heavily reliant on that right-hand side. Mudryk today was really lively, really useful for what we saw. Then we start to see the midfield being dictated by Moises Caicedo. He just seems really sharp right now. Little touches to get the ball around the back of Spurs, the defenders and midfielders, and releasing the ball quickly. Always with the vision to see who's available, who's under pressure, who's not under pressure to release the ball. The first goal. This is absolutely amazing, by the way. Conor Gallagher, who rightly gets himself a banner before the game. There's a lot of people conflicting that opinion, but he was excellent again tonight. Brilliant free kick from Gallagher. And the header from Trevoh Chalobah. 2 brilliant headed goals tonight for Chelsea. But I'm absolutely delighted for Trev because this guy has been so patient. He's never wanted to leave Chelsea, but the ownership and everyone always seems to want to get rid of him for the best available price at the closest opportunity, but he always seems to be injured around the transfer window. And I think, to be quite honest, I think it's because flipping Trev just wants to be here. And he wants to live for these moments in a blue shirt. It's a fantastic header, and Chelsea go 1-0 up. As the first half keeps going on, I've got in my notes here that we are really starting to see as the first half grows, systemic management, progress from Pochettino. This is what we've been crying out for. This is what we've been asking for. Cucurella in the middle, Chelsea just looks so much more assured. And I've got to say it, I think having Gallagher and Caicedo in a pivot, it just really does work. We just look so much sharper, so much better. Hang on a minute. My phone's just... Oh, we got a public service announcement. Hang on a sec. Stand up. If you hate Tottenham, stand up. And Chelsea absolutely controlled the game in that first half. The second half, there's not actually that much going on. For a Chelsea-Spurs fixture, there's normally a little bit more animosity between the players. There's normally a little bit more of leaving a leg in on a tackle, leaving a foot in on a tackle. But there wasn't really that tonight because Spurs just didn't really look up for it. I don't get this football club, you know. When they've got something to play for, like they serially bottle everything. Like they just don't want to win football matches sometimes. The second goal, Cole Palmer. What a free kick. This guy can take free kicks now, by the way. So we're in for a little shock maybe between the end of the season now. I think Palmer scores one. It's an unbelievable free kick. Hits the underside of the crossbar, bounces back out. And Nicholas Jackson, it is a sensational header to make it 2-0 to Chelsea. We got some big news as well. Josh Achiampong comes on for Alfie Gilchrist, who seemed to have cramped towards the end of the game. Debut for him. And Stamford Bridge is absolutely rocking. Even right now, 5 minutes after the end of the full-time whistle, Chelsea fans are buzzing with this. What a result it was. Box number 1 is for Trevoh Chalobah. I think this man absolutely deserves so much praise for the form that he showed since he came into this Chelsea team. With all of the injuries that we've been riddled with, Trev keeps on putting in phenomenal performances. And a goal against Spurs. You can see how much it means to him. I think it's his first goal since that screamer against Palace, maybe, in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. I think that's his first at Stamford Bridge since then. I think Trev was absolutely fantastic tonight. It's a really good header as well. He's got so much to do to kind of take the ball that's coming over him and around the defender and guide it past Vicario, who absolutely loves leaping like a salmon, but jumping into the mouth of a grizzly bear. He's picking the ball out the back of the flipping net. We move. Box number 2 is a green for Conor Gallagher. Captain's performance again. The banner was there at Stamford Bridge. And you can see it the full-time whistle as well. He's got the cheesiest, the best, the biggest grin on his face. You know what this means to Conor Gallagher tonight. Big assist from him again. And, I mean, since that team talk at Aston Villa, Gallagher's just been magnificent. It's a goal, now an assist here in this massive game. And I want to know from you guys in the comments below, is there any confidence here that we can get European football? In the build-up, I'm looking at the comments in the preview and recent videos, and people don't seem to be too happy or don't seem to think it's going to happen. This is a big win, guys. A massive win, and I think we're going to get it done. Why aren't you subscribed yet, by the way? Why aren't you subscribed? And smack a like on this video. Box number 3, Marc Cucurella, redemption. I'm sorry, Cucurella, that I gave you a red in the last video. That was me at my worst. I had the flu. But you were magnificent once again. Defensively too. With Cucurella, it's been an issue that I just think sometimes at the back is just not as consistent as I'd want him to be. I think he kind of progresses up the field, maybe sometimes a bit too much, and he's leaving runners to keep people on side sometimes too because he drops too deep. But he's just balanced today. Absolutely brilliant. Coming forward as well, getting into good positions. He was in on goal almost in the first half. Marc Cucurella, congratulations to you. Also, box number 4, we've got to start talking about Caicedo as a top quality central midfielder in the Premier League. The man tonight, again, was magnificent, controlling the tempo of the play. And also, I feel like he's getting what Chelsea is all about now. You can see in that second half when James Maddison comes on, Caicedo's kind of just tasked himself with winding him up. It was fantastic. When Maddison was on the ground, you can see like Caicedo's giving him that little look. And Chelsea need a bit of that. We need a bit of grit and we need a bit of fight. Caicedo always happy to get involved, obviously, with a tackle. That's what we flipping bought him in for. But this is such a great night for us. This is such a great night. And Caicedo, again, the performances are getting better and better and better. He's settling at Chelsea. He's got the energy again. He's absolutely magnificent. Box number 5, Nicholas Jackson. We've got to talk about this header, you know, because this is the kind of thing that Drogba would used to do as I knock my flipping ring on the desk. Didier Drogba, the neck muscles, the ability from different angles to flick headers, to bullet headers, you know. Nicholas Jackson, the ball comes off the bar. There is really not much power coming his way. There's not any kind of trajectory for him to be able to, like, bang it. It's all about the neck, the movement, the alertness, the sharpness to wait and perceive that ball coming off the crossbar. Brilliant for Jackson. To have 4 goals against Spurs in the Premier League in your first season as a Chelsea striker. Yes, he's missed a bucket load of chances, but credit where credit is due. A Chelsea team that literally have so many of our top players out injured to do the double over Spurs. This is a big, big day. And it is also a big day for Mauricio Pochettino. Well done, Mauricio Pochettino. He's celebrating out there on the field with the Chelsea fans who do a full lap of Stamford Bridge. You love to see it. And to be honest, tactically, for the last 160, 170 minutes of football, Chelsea have been magnificent. I've got not a single complaint to have. and we have just beaten our biggest rivals at Stamford Bridge. People are still inside the stadium. I'm watching the coverage still now. This is a great night for him. It's a big night because we've actually seen some systemic management, and he's been forced to be pragmatic because we've got so many injuries. The shape of the team was good. Structurally, defensively, fantastic. And we're now 3 points away from Man United, who have been awful all season, in my opinion, and we could still finish in a Europa League spot. I'm going to roll with this today. Got tennis at 8 o'clock in the morning. Going to go to the beach with my girlfriend, have a swim, walk my dog. I'm buzzing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do like it and subscribe if you are new. Get in there. Come on, you Blues.